We start to reposition that language. Instead of saying, I have to do these things, we say, I get to do these things.
We're excited to be joined with Neil Twa today. He is a co-founder of Voltage Holdings. He's a CEO. They specialize in launching, consulting, selling, and acquiring brands.
You cannot mask productivity with time-based things or activities. You just have to reprogram mindset and success towards those. And of course, one of those things in that criteria is also the money. Really, when they say I can't, they're just not asking for help.
What would you say are the top 3 things that a business owner or entrepreneur is dealing with that they don't realize they need to correct or fix in order to start to position their business for that type of an exit?
Yeah, part of what we call the success mindset, part of what I do to vet those conversations, even having them take a DISC assessment to determine if their aptitude and mindset is built around success principles, even if they've never run an e-commerce company before. And it's kind of an assessment I do with them. Because a lot of times people that want to work with me have no experience in e-com, but they have life experience. They could be high income earners. They may be running a dentist practice, or they could be a military pilot who's an income earner, or just a high, functioning high level, engineer who's being paid by aviation company or whatever. That they have the principles of the foundation built. They don't understand the entrepreneurial side, and so we kind of work them through the playbook of getting to that point by instilling the values of the success mindset. And part of the 4 things we talk about are the time, energy, attention, and money. So if we understand individual entrepreneurialism, that's what a lot of people think ends up becoming a business owner. But a business owner is actually somebody who understands a team effort. And the players within that team, the people, and of course, the time, energy, attention, and money deployed into that to create the kind of opportunities they want. Very, very infrequently will I ever see really great, successful people because of all of their individual performance. And that mindset gap change comes from people who have been in individual performance positions, like I was during my days at IBM. While I was a part of a team, I had an individual performance. And so they still think in that manner, and I have to move them through the boxes so that they get to a realization that a business owner does those 4 things very well, because they're not centrically focused on the things they can do in the business. They're focused on the things they can do on the business. And so as we look at the right amount of time deployed, we start to change the language about time in their language. So they just stop saying, I don't have the time. Instead, they start saying, that's not a priority. So we start changing the language to change the mindset of training them out of positions where they have to use time as a gatekeeper to their life, their family, or something. And we start to reposition that language. Instead of saying, I have to do these things, we say, I get to do these things. Right?
Look, we all think that we should be paying only your fair share in taxes. It just so happens, I think your fair share is lower than probably what you're paying now. Well, we talk a little bit about that in our book, Keep Taxes Away from Your Wealth. You can get a copy and access to the bonuses by going to keeptaxesaway.com. That's keeptaxesaway.com. Head on over there and pick up a copy today.
And in there, we then deploy the right energy and attention into the right revenue generating activities. We call them RGAs, the right revenue generating activities, the things that potentially I see a lot of high income earners doing in their kind of skirting along with their job are not really impacting the revenue generation per se. So they kind of get stuck in the job and a little in the quagmire of just, hitting performance goals and then just kind of working through it like I was, with a bit of a zombiness to it, right? Like, I have to do the grind again, right? And getting them to start thinking as a business owner who doesn't think that way or speak that way or act that way, and realizes you cannot mask productivity with time-based things or activities. You actually are the sole person to start this, but you have to understand the energy and attention that leads to a teamwork. That way, while you put in a certain amount of effort, you don't have to continue to do that as you structure automations and people and processes in behind you that now can do those activities for you while reducing your time and restructuring your role out of just an individual operator or performance person, but into an actual business owner. And there's a training in that mindset. And I look for the qualifications of that success by language and conversation. If I have somebody that's coming on the call and talking about, well, I have all these time problems and I can't do all this stuff and I won't do all this stuff. Really, when they say I can't, they're just not asking for help. Like in my girls, we don't say I can't do something. What we say is I'm having trouble figuring this out, right? You just have to reprogram mindset and success towards those. And of course, one of those things in that criteria is also the money. So if I have the attention focused correctly, and I know that I'm starting to purpose and repurposely change the way I think and act and speak towards a business, not me, the individual, and I'm willing to dedicate the right amount of time, to that activity, then I have to dedicate the willingness for money in that position. It's kind of the one people want to invert, but it's actually the last one in the acronym for a reason. Because when I dedicate the time and capital, it goes to work for me while I'm sleeping 24/7. So I have to really change the way I think about time from how I earn it on an hourly basis to how I earn it on a result or an output basis, which can have an unlimited abundance opportunity that is not based on my time or effort. It is based on my experience and execution.
Go ahead, watch the next episode, click down below, and make sure you click over here to subscribe to our channel.